What's up? This is Arcade Regiment, and we are at the Peterborough Pete's game. I'm here with Fat Sexy Canadian,
Wisdom Gaming,
Big Duster Gaming,
and you're watching the biggest beauties on YouTube, Post to Post. Love it.
Hello and welcome to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey and all teams. And I'm sorry I didn't do this last month in December, but we're in January now, so let's do it today. If the playoffs started today. Now this is a fun video to do, and not just video to do, but this is a fun thing in general to do, because when you look at teams who could play each other in the playoffs, it really gets you excited for the playoffs. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm really excited for the playoffs this year, if you can't tell. So I'm going to go through the East and the West, see who plays who, give my prediction of who I think is going to win, and then tell you who I actually want to win. So let's start off with Tampa Bay versus Pittsburgh. Oh, wow. Tampa Bay versus Pittsburgh. What a series that would be. The offense on both sides in that series would be incredible. Vasilevsky versus Murray or Jarry, or who's going to be in net for Pittsburgh. They really have had some struggles in net this year. They're kind of up in arms here about who they're going to play, and injuries and personal stuff going on with Murray, and it's been a tough year for Pittsburgh. However, it's Pittsburgh. It's always going to be Pittsburgh for the next couple of years. They're so deadly. They can be deadly at any moment in time. They're one of those teams who can be down 4-1 and come back just like that, no problem. So you can never count Pittsburgh out. Tampa Bay, I don't even have to say anything with Tampa Bay. You guys already know how good they are. So I think Tampa Bay wins this one, but not by much. I think Pittsburgh, out of any team, gives them the biggest run for their money. But I am predicting that Tampa Bay would win this series. Who do I want to win? Tampa Bay. Yeah, sorry, Pittsburgh fans. You've had your time. You've won 2 Stanley Cups. Just sit back on the couch and enjoy the rest of the playoffs. Please, just give someone else a chance, would you? So Tampa Bay would be my pick there, both for prediction and want. Washington versus the New York Rangers. Holtby versus Lundqvist. Battle of the Goldies. And battle of who's going to show up and who's going to be inconsistent, because Washington in the regular season, one of the most incredible teams in the past 10 years during the regular season. You get to the playoffs, inconsistent. Rangers, kind of the same thing. They're kind of all over the place. What Rangers team are we going to see? We're going to see the fast, gritty, deep Rangers team that can score and play defense, or are we going to get the Rangers team who feels a bit lackluster on the ice and has constant giveaways and leaves Lundqvist out to dry? I don't really know. This one's a tough one to call because both of these teams are so inconsistent at times. I'm going to predict that Washington wins this series, but I think it's close. Who do I want to win this series? Washington. Because Ovechkin. I really want to see Ovechkin win a cup, so that's why I predicted them to win the Stanley Cup this year. Do I actually think that's going to happen? No, I'm not an idiot. I know Washington is not going to win the Stanley Cup, but I'll stick with my prediction there. So Washington for want and Washington for prediction. Next up, New Jersey versus Columbus. I don't want to say that this series would be boring, but looking at all of the other series, I think New Jersey and Columbus would be the series that I probably watched the least. But not because I'm not interested, just because the other series are so good. There's so many other kind of integral storylines in these other series. I don't really see, they're not rivals. There's not really this hatred between the two teams. It would just kind of be a series that was played because it had to be played. And I know that doesn't really make sense, but this is a tough prediction because Columbus is a team that has always faced Pittsburgh in the playoffs, it seems. So they finally get to play someone new in New Jersey. I think they're going to be pretty excited. They're going to be giving 110%. And I think New Jersey is maybe on a bit of a high. They got the first pick last year. Now they're up and almost to the top of their division. I think maybe they're overperforming a little bit. I'm worried about their back end. So it would be a close series, though. But I would predict Columbus would win this series. Who do I want to win the series? Columbus. I'd like to see them win a playoff series. So sorry, Jersey fans. You've had your time to shine in the past 30 years with all your Stanley Cups, so nice to see Columbus kind of come out of the shadows here, maybe win a series or maybe go all the way. I don't think they will, but you never know. Boston versus Toronto is our final series in the East. A rematch from 2013. Don't worry, Maple Leafs fans. That's all I'm going to say. This would be a tough series because what Anderson are we going to see? Are we going to see the Anderson who is confident, and when he's confident, he's probably the best goalie in the National Hockey League or right up there? Or are we going to see the emotionally unstable Anderson who doesn't have the confidence and who just really struggles in net. I think it completely comes down to goaltending and confidence in here. Rask can be like that at times. He's a really emotionally kind of unstable, confident at times kind of goalie. I think this series totally rides on goaltending, and I don't know if I can make a prediction for this one because it would be tough. Toronto has all those celebrity offensive powerhouses up front, but then Boston has played such good defensive hockey, and Charlie McAvoy, for a guy that's so big, he handles the puck so well. This would be really tough. I would choose Boston to win the Stanley Cup. I would not choose Boston to win the Stanley Cup. I would choose Boston to win this series based on the fact that I'm really worried about Toronto's back end. I think they have some moves to make in the offseason, or maybe before the trade deadline, but I'm worried about their back end, so I would predict that Boston would win this series. And who would I want to win? Toronto. Yes, I would definitely want Toronto to win this series. Sorry, Boston. As a Canadiens fan, I've not really liked either of these two teams, but the team I've liked more recently has been Toronto. I got to see them play last year, and that was really exciting. So I'd like to see Toronto get some revenge on Boston for that 2013 series. If we move on to the West, we have Vegas versus Colorado. Vegas's first playoff appearance, their first series against Colorado. You would have said, okay, well, this is a pretty easy win for Vegas. But look at Colorado right now. They're on a 7-game winning streak. Nathan MacKinnon's shoulders are hurting. His back is sore. His knees are weak from carrying this team. What Colorado team are we going to see against Vegas, hypothetically? Is it the team that is right here, right now, with MacKinnon working at 210% and getting some help from his teammates? Or is it the Colorado that we saw kind of at the start of the season, maybe a little bit of last year? Kind of all over the place, not really having much chemistry. To me, this one, again, kind of rides on goaltending. For Colorado, at least. If Colorado can get solid goaltending in this series, I think they really could give Vegas a run for their money. However, I think Vegas is just too tight-knit. I think there's a lot of chemistry in the room. They have a lot to prove. I would definitely pick Vegas to win this series. Who do I want to win this series? I really like Colorado, but I do want to see Vegas win the series. They're kind of on a fairy tale Hollywood kind of run this year, and if they could get by Colorado in the first series, I think that would be a huge stepping stone for them as well. So I would want Vegas to win. Next up, Nashville versus Dallas. I feel like this series would create an instant rivalry between Nashville and Dallas. It would be fast, it would be hard-hitting, it would be exciting. There would be lots of scoring, there would be huge saves. And speaking of saves, what Bishop are we going to get? Are we going to get the Bishop that brings people up out of their seats with those crazy glove saves out of nowhere? Or are we going to get the Bishop who struggles laterally and is kind of clumsy and falls over and stuff? To me, this whole series rides on Bishop and Dallas's goaltending. If Dallas can get incredible goaltending, I think they can take down Nashville. However, I really do think Nashville is going to win this series. That is my prediction. Nashville wants revenge from last year. They want to go all the way and win the Cup. They've got such a deep team, great goaltending. I think Nashville would beat Dallas in this series. Who would I be cheering for? Who would I want to win? Dallas. Dallas is my third favorite team, so I would want them to beat Nashville, but if they lost to Nashville, I wouldn't be that upset. I like Nashville too. Next up, Winnipeg versus St. Louis. Oh, this would be tough. This would be a tough series, and it would be an exciting series to watch. Again, kind of rides on goaltending, and a lot of series do. Not every series, but a lot do. Who are we going to see in St. Louis? Jake Allen or Carter Hutton? You kind of don't know at this point. Jake Allen from last year in the playoffs against in this series would be such a tough chore for Winnipeg. But Jake Allen from his inconsistent times, like right now, seems like a bit of an easy task for Winnipeg. But then you have Carter Hutton who can step in and play like Jake Allen did in the playoffs last year. So you have kind of two dragons to deal with there. But on the Winnipeg side, Connor Hellebuyck, we're going to see him being consistent Connor Hellebuyck or what? It's going to be really interesting. Both teams can show up offensively. Both teams can play defense. Both teams can strike you on the power play. It would be a really tough, hard-fought series. I feel like hitting would be a huge factor in this series. Who do I think would win? St. Louis. I think St. Louis is just a little deeper than Winnipeg, with a little more experience. If they can get the goaltending from Jake Allen, I think they win this series. Who do I want to win? St. Louis. I really like St. Louis a lot. I think I do want them to win, although A year ago on this channel, I did predict that the Winnipeg Jets would be the first Canadian team, or the next Canadian team, sorry, to win the Stanley Cup, and I stand by that. I think the Jets can do it. I just don't know if the Jets can do it this year, and especially against St. Louis. It's going to be a tough series. However, if Winnipeg did win, I wouldn't be that upset. Last series in the West, San Jose versus Calgary. Why does Calgary always have to go through California to try to get on to the next series? I think it's a huge task. They struggle so much in California, whether they're playing the Kings, San Jose, or Anaheim. It's going to be tough. San Jose blocks more shots than anyone. They're such a good defensive team. They're incredibly defensive. Peter DeBoer has done amazing things there. And also offensively, they can kind of get right back at you. They can kind of strike back. They can come back from games like that, solid goaltending, solid defense, and they're deep up front. Might not look like it from the outside right now because they're a bit inconsistent, but San Jose is very deep. Calgary. Oh, where do I start with Calgary? I've got Mike Smith in net. He's going to be so excited to be in the playoffs, hypothetically, if this happens. You have some young guys on the back. You've got some young guys up front. You've got lots of speedy guys. It's going to be defensive hockey versus speedy hockey. A great matchup. Who's going to win? I think San Jose wins based on the fact that of their experience from a couple years ago. They're a little deeper, and they played better defensive hockey. Calgary's a little bit too inconsistent for me. Who do I want to win? San Jose. They're my second favorite team. I would love to see San Jose win the series and move on and go all the way, actually. So I could end the video here, but let's have a little fun with it. Let's go all the way, okay? So second round, Tampa Bay would play Boston based on my prediction. Who do I think would win Tampa Bay? I'm not going to go through all the stuff again. I'm just going to do this quick. Who do I think would win between Tampa Bay and Boston? I don't know if anyone can stop Tampa Bay. I would choose Tampa Bay to win this series. Who would I want to win this series? Tampa Bay. Washington versus Columbus. See, I don't know about Washington because they're so inconsistent. Like in the playoffs, it'd be tough. I'm going to choose Washington to win this series, although I think it's close. Who do I want to win this series? Washington. Ovechkin. Oh, could they get by that second round? It'd be really, really tough, but exciting to see. If you skip over to the West, we got Vegas versus San Jose. Oh, that would be... I didn't think this through before. I just kind of going from the heart here through emotion. I think Vegas would win it. It's hard to say because I love my San Jose Sharks, but I really do think Vegas matches up really, really well against San Jose. They can compete against them defensively. I think they outpower them offensively. That'd be a tough series. I think Vegas would win this. Who would I want to win? I really like the way that Vegas is playing this year. I love the story, but I have to choose San Jose. I would want San Jose to win this series. Second favorite team. Nashville versus St. Louis. This would be so exciting to watch. It would be amazing. Who do I think would win? Nashville. Yeah, I think Nashville just wants revenge so bad from last year. St. Louis, I hate putting St. Louis out in the second round every year in my predictions, but yeah, I think Nashville wins this one. Who do I want to win? St. Louis. Actually, yeah, I'd like to see St. Louis win. Okay, so moving on to the conference finals, we have Tampa Bay versus Washington. Ovi does not get by. Ovi does not get by Tampa Bay. I don't think anyone does. I'm sorry, I don't think anyone gets by Tampa Bay. They're too deep. They're too gifted. They've got too many deadly aspects to their team on the back end, on the front end, and net. They're so insanely deep. Tampa Bay wins this. Who do I want to win? Washington. Vegas versus Nashville. Conference finals. Vegas versus Nashville. Can Vegas go on to the Stanley Cup finals? I don't think they can. I think Nashville, again, wants revenge. I think Nashville puts down Vegas. Who do I want to win? Vegas. I would love to see Vegas go on, but I do think Nashville's going to win. Okay, Cup finals. Tampa Bay versus Nashville. So Nashville gets back to the finals. Can they get revenge? Who do I think is going to win? I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to leave this up to you because I don't know if I can pick a winner. It would be really, 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 really close. So guys, let me know down below, who do you think would win between Tampa Bay and Nashville? It would be a great series to watch. I think everybody in the world will be watching it. It would be very exciting. So guys, let me know down in the comments below, who do you think would win that series? Who do you think would win all these series? If you want to list them all out and do predictions, that'd be awesome too. I read all the comments. So thanks guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you're new here, hope you can hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.